do you pollute? By using your car, throwing a plastic bag in the ocean? Pollution isn't always visible to the naked eye. It also seeps out of our keyboards.
Si Internet était un pays, ça serait le 5 ou 6e plus gros consommateur d'électricité mondiale après les États-Unis, la Chine et la Russie.
Usually when people think of the internet, they think of a virtual world floating around us. In fact, it's right under our feet. Cables are buried beneath us. They connect the world. Most are on the ocean floor, with routes going everywhere, thousands of kilometers of them that have to be installed and maintained. These cables are the internet's hardware, and their reach is growing. By the summer of 2018, a 13,000-kilometer underwater cable will connect Los Angeles to Hong Kong. So what exactly are they for? Well, they're responsible for carrying information to the ogres of the digital age, data centers. Centers that run non-stop and need a steady stream of energy. Monsters that overheat and need air conditioning to keep them cool.
The facility is approximately the size of 10 football fields and houses tens of thousands of high-performance processing and storage servers in high-density racks that are separated by hot and cool air aisles on a traditional raised floor.
The biggest concentration of data centers in the world is in the U.S. state of Virginia. Old Dominion, as it's affectionately called, gets a third of its electricity from nuclear plants, another third from coal, and 1% from renewable energies, mostly solar. That right there is digital pollution. Do the math and you'll find a Google search is equivalent to 5 to 7 grams of carbon dioxide. An email weighs 20 grams of CO2. That person who's CC'd, another 6 grams. That's the same as using a light bulb for an hour. If every day for a year you send out around 30 emails, you'd produce as much CO2 as a 1,000-kilometer car ride. Add to that all the videos, shows, and movies that get downloaded and streamed. And don't forget those emails you never got around to deleting, or the photos that are taking up space in your personal digital safe in what's called the cloud. It all adds up. Internet puts out as much CO2 as global air traffic. That's 2% of the world's greenhouse gases. So what's the answer? Pull the plug? That would be radical. Instead, the idea is to turn the network green by supplying renewable energy to the hungry data centers. Apple has set up solar farms on location at its data centers in North Carolina, in the Nevada desert, and in California. They produce so much energy, in fact, that Apple got permission to sell it on wholesale markets. Using and producing renewable energy is one thing. Needing less electricity overall is another. To cool down its data centers, Google set up shop in Finland. Facebook has a data center 100 kilometers away from the North Pole. Microsoft is also finding ways to reduce energy consumption, including by going underwater.
Send the divers in.
27 kilowatts.
No greenwashing here. Greenpeace carried out an investigation, and this is what it found. Apple now runs on 83% renewable energy. Only 5% comes from coal. It gets an A. Google and Facebook also get the top grade. Microsoft is just behind. It gets a B. That's a lot better than a few short years ago, and it's in large part because users made their demands heard. A good number of internet giants, however, are still lagging behind. Twitter gets an F. 43% of its energy comes from coal. Amazon and Netflix are also poorly rated. But overall, the trend is bending towards renewables, and large internet companies are putting pressure on governments to get them to offer renewable energy. In the end, the internet might be the one to lead the renewable energy revolution. So, will the digital age be a green one?
Internet, as regarding the infrastructure, is built around a kind of triangle. You have on one side a data center, you have the devices for the users, and the networking behind. The way the services are developed on this triangle, all the software that are developed for internet use those resources. The idea is to reduce the use of those resources by developing appropriate software and going a bit more back to basic. In the end, we use less resources from the data center, from the network, and from the smartphone. We observe a phenomenon that is a constant growing capacity of the smartphone and a growing resource needs from the software. And it's a constant escalation. By developing in a responsible and sustainable way, the application use less from the resource from the smartphone, and then the internet user can keep the smartphone longer.
The way we use the internet can have positive consequences too. Start by weeding out your inbox, deleting emails you no longer need, and typing a website's name directly into the browser. Searching for a site and then clicking on it emits 4 times as many greenhouse gases.